Dan Cool, Combat Press. Good to see you all here tonight. Stamp, first question for you. Elise was giving you a run for your money in the first round, and you know, she was landing a lot of hard shots, but you landed the shot that counted. What keeps you in the game like that? You know, I mean, it looked like you were kind of taking some heat there, and then you came out on top with a very solid shot.
ถามว่ายกแรกมันอลิสมันแรงแล้วก็มันแบบสูสีแล้วก็มันสแตมป์อาจจะหายใจไม่ออกแล้วก็อยู่คิดยังไงตอนนั้นแล้วก็อยู่กลับมาได้ยังไงแบบให้น็อกมัน
ก็คือตอนที่โดนไทแองเกิลอะค่ะก็มันยังโดนไม่สุดอยู่แล้วแล้วก็พยายามให้เขาเอาขาออกเองค่ะแล้วก็พอมันกลับมาได้ก็กลายเป็นเกมของแต้ม
So the triangle wasn't really on because it was on her head, and then so she knew she just had to buy time to pull her head out, and she just bought some time. So she wasn't in any danger because her arm wasn't in there.
Okay, Mikey, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Very much more active than your opponent. It was like you were constantly on offense, he was constantly on defense. Is that the game plan going into this? I mean, obviously with the rule set and in one, you get awarded for going for those attacks, but I think that's just how you are in general. Is that just how you train? Constant attacks?
Yeah, like every second I'm in the match, I'm attacking a submission to finish the match. You know, there's not 1 second in this match I wasn't attacking to finish. You know, so I just kept attacking. Kind of like striking, you're looking for the knockout punch. I'm just attacking finishes every second, and then I finally got my finish at the end.
Chatri, did either of these athletes surprise you tonight?
No, I mean, again, like these are the very, very best in the world. I mean, I genuinely believe that Mikey right now is the pound for pound greatest on the planet, technically speaking. Okay? I'm not talking about rhetoric and marketing and all trash talk. I'm talking about if you look at the jiu-jitsu, and we had jiu-jitsu royalty in the stadium today. We had Roger Gracie, Marcus Buchecha, we had Eddie Bravo, we had, you know, literally the royalty, and everyone thinks, you know, Mikey is literally the GOAT on the planet. He's the greatest in terms of, if you look at pure jiu-jitsu, the technical ability. I don't know, I counted like almost 30 attempts, you know, submission attempts, and all Osama could do was defend. The only thing that I would say about Mikey is he probably shouldn't have spent so much time on the leg locks. He should have gone top position faster. That's just small critique, you know. And for Stamp, you know, I was very impressed with Elise. Elise was very game, and she wasn't afraid of Stamp, and she got at it. So you got to give a huge props. Elise was a very tough opponent, but of course, you know, Stamp is a Muay Thai world champion, a kickboxing world champion. So if the longer you stand with Stamp, the chances of you getting knocked out are you know, only increase.
This one's for Mikey. First of all, congratulations, bro, on retaining the belt. I think it's fair to say that was the biggest reaction to a submission grappling match in ONE Championship so far. How honored are you to get such an incredible reaction from the American fans? You know, it was incredible out there.
Yeah, it was definitely good feedback. I felt the energy from the crowd. Being here in America was amazing, and it definitely was exciting, the submission grappling match. You know, that's the first thing I asked him when he came into the cage. Was it exciting? Was it fine? Because I was so nervous, you know, because submission grappling can be boring for viewership if they don't know what it is. So I really wanted to make sure that the fans could appreciate and enjoy it just like the other martial arts on the ONE card.
And you had a quite emotional post-fight speech as well. It sounds like you went through a tough time, and you know, is there anything you want to say, add to it? You know, what was it like the last few months for you? It sounds really tough.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say is that if I get through these times, everyone can. You know, you just have to be patient, and it's very hard, you know, but I don't know, I just feel so blessed that I'm here, and I got emotional at the end of the match because I just reflected on the last 2 months. It was just a mix of me training, praying, and just asking God to help me, and I'm back.
And you said the pizza and pasta's on you. Where is it? Is it coming now?
It has to be good pizza and pasta for me to make it on me.
And just one for Stamp. You now have an interim title shot against Ham So-hee. When do you want to do this fight, and where do you want to do it?
สแตมป์จะชิงแชมป์กับเซียวฮอมฮีและสแตมป์อยากชิงเมื่อไหร่เพราะว่าพี่จะจัดให้ interim title shot ใช่ไหมเพราะแองเจล่าตอนนี้เขาอยู่ที่บ้าน
ค่ะก็หนูแล้วแต่คุณชาตรีเลยค่ะว่าจะจัดเมื่อไหร่หนูพร้อมเสมอค่ะ
She says she'll leave up to me and she's ready anytime.
What are you expecting from that fight? Do you think Ham So-hee is going to be the toughest opponent you've ever fought? I mean, how much respect do you have for her?
ยูว่าเซียวฮีเป็นคู่ชกที่อันตรายมากที่สุดในประวัติศาสตร์ของสแตมป์ใน MMA
หนูคิดว่าน่าจะเป็นแองเจล่าลีมากกว่าค่ะที่อันตรายที่สุดสำหรับหนู
She says Angela is much tougher, the toughest opponent she's ever faced, Angela.
And last one for you, Stamp. What was it like getting that reaction from the American fans? They absolutely loved you here in Denver.
แฟนๆอเมริกันมันแบบเขาชอบ สแตมป์มากแล้วรู้สึกยังไง
รู้สึกดีใจค่ะเพราะว่าตอนออกมาหนูได้ยินเสียงกรี๊ดดังมากแล้วมันทำให้แบบมันมีพลังมากค่ะ
She said she was very surprised and very inspired when the crowd was, going crazy when she came out. It gave her so much energy to perform.
Over here, Mikey. Mikey, you're obviously an international star when it comes to the grappling. What does it feel like to come over here to the U.S., your home country, and actually perform the way that you did?
Oh, it's amazing. I grew up competing in the U.S., born and raised in the U.S., so competing back home and bringing one championship to the U.S., it was just a very special night for me. And that's why I put so much pressure on myself for this match, and it was just so surreal.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
This one's for Stamp. Stamp, obviously a great performance, but what was your favorite part of this trip outside of the cage?
ที่อเมริกา3 อาทิตย์ใช่ไหม3 อาทิตย์แล้วก็พี่ชอบอะไรมากที่สุดในสำหรับอเมริกา
น่าจะเป็น
ถามว่าอะไร
หนูชอบสโนว์ค่ะเพราะว่ามันเป็นครั้งแรกที่หนูเห็น
She loved the snow because it's the first time she ever experienced snow.
And this just last one for Chatri. Chatri, you talk about the values of ONE Championship and what ONE Championship stands for. You have two athletes up here who really represent the brand. Just talk about how proud you are of their performances tonight.
Man, I'm so inspired by them. If you look at their life journeys, Stamp was dirt poor. I mean, like living on less than $1 a day. When she was a child, got bullied, picked up Muay Thai, and in Thailand, girls don't do Muay Thai. So she really bucked the trend. They weren't even allowed, by the way, in Thailand until recently, women were not even allowed to compete in the major stadiums like Lumpini and Rashidun. And literally only because of ONE Championship promoting Stamp and she became a superstar that the walls for women broke down in Thailand. And then you look at Mikey, he's a kid who's been super nerd his whole life. It's the truth. He's a wonderful, as I mentioned, sweetheart with a heart of gold. But he didn't have the easiest childhood, and he suffers depression from all his life. And so anyone who's suffering depression, if Mikey can do it, you can do it. Anyone who's a girl, in impossible odds, you look at Stamp Fairtex. So for me, again, I know it sounds corny, but this is from truly from the bottom of my heart. It's like I built this platform. And the hashtag We Are One, because I really want to inspire humanity to dream more, do more, be more with our superheroes. And so this transcends much more than martial arts. Yes, they are the two best in the world. There's no question about it. These are the best of the best. But what they represent for humanity. I'll tell you, if parents all across the states, all across the world their kids put up posters of Mikey or Stamp, the parents are like, great, those are great role models. Not because they want their kids to become fighters, but because hey, you want to be a doctor? You got to overcome adversity like Mikey did. You want to become, a CEO in the future? You got to do what Stamp did, and take risks and sacrifice for a dream. These are the much more powerful messages that I want to spread throughout the world.
Hi, my name is Shane Crawford with Fightbook MMA. I live here in Denver, so I want to thank you for choosing this city for ONE's U.S. debut. I think the crowd genuinely enjoyed everything that we saw tonight. My first question is for Stamp, sort of piggybacking on what you just said, Chatri. Muay Thai is sort of growing here in the U.S., and there are a lot of young, aspiring athletes, certainly the females. What kind of inspirational message does Stamp have for those young ladies?
นักมวยหญิงที่อเมริกาที่ซ้อมมวยไทยอยู่หรือสแตมป์อยากมีคำแบบให้ช่วยตุ้นเขาแบบมีคำอะไร
น่าจะเป็นคำว่าอย่าท้อค่ะอย่าท้อแล้วก็รักในสิ่งที่ตัวเองชอบ เพราะว่าจะต้องรักในสิ่งที่ตัวเองทำก่อนไม่งั้นทำทุกอย่างมันออกมาไม่ได้ดี
You have to truly love what you do and just never give up. It's very simple advice, but she says truly love what you do.
Great, thank you, Stan. My next question is for you, Mikey. Again, kind of piggybacking on that message of inspiration and hope. You have a lot of eyes watching this right now. What do you have to say to the American fans who are getting to watch ONE for the first time, maybe this evening?
I hope everyone enjoyed the show. We all put our butts down and we worked hard for this card. And I think that ONE Championship is the future and the current. And I think that American fans are going to love this and they're going to appreciate martial arts all across the disciplines, you know. I think that's what's so special about ONE. And again, bringing the whole world together. It isn't just the US, it's the whole world. And traveling the world with Jiu-Jitsu, like meeting so many different people, different religions, cultures, because we shared Jiu-Jitsu, it connected us. So I feel like ONE is connecting the whole world. And I feel like you could feel that when you're watching. From all the different countries, there's people on these cards, you know. So I don't know, it's just a very special event.
Great, thank you.
All right, last question over here.
Basically clean Reddit MMA. Thank you guys for coming on and doing an AMA. Also wanted to thank you guys. Last question is for Stamp. I noticed a couple times in the fight, your opponent, when she disengaged from you, she wasn't fully out of range. And on that finishing sequence, you didn't hesitate. You immediately fired that liver kick. Is that something that, excuse me, is that something that you noticed in preparation, or is that something that you adjusted to in real time?
ตอนอลิสมาคลีนกับสแตมป์แล้วก็ตอนเขาดึงออกเขาดึงไม่ออกทันแบบใกล้คือแบบใกล้มากคือแบบสแตมป์ยังเตะได้คือแบบก่อนชกนี่แล้วอยู่ดูเทปของเขาอยู่นึกว่าเขาทำผิดอย่างนี้เปล่าหรือว่าแค่ในเวลาอยู่ชก
มันเป็นจังหวะค่ะมันเป็นจังหวะที่แบบถ้าเป็นมวยไทยมันจะเป็นเขาเรียกว่าอะไรลูกตามน้ำค่ะก็เลยเตะเข้าไปแล้วมันก็จังหวะโดนท้องพอดี
She just says that, you know, in Muay Thai, this is a very, it's common practice, right? When someone's in close range and someone breaks, you fire off a weapon. So that was just, you know, it was instinct. It was, you know, years and years of training.
Thank you.